Hi, I'm Marissa Ray, and this is the very first installment of Coming Home, Natural Living in a Modern World. We're here in St. Pete, Florida at the Bluehouse Regenerative Living Project. So let's go take a look. The Bluehouse Regenerative Living Project is a permaculture demonstration site created and maintained by Andreani. Jen is a permaculture designer, and permaculture is a way to work with rather than against nature. Jen's going to show us why permaculture is the ideal solution to both our local and global climate crises. And Jen's going to show us how she tapped into community to help make her regenerative living space possible and how we can do the same.
To me, I love permaculture because I'd rather not put extra energy if possible. It's like, why fight the natural order when you could work with the energy in the natural order and then it does the things that you want to do ultimately. Food always, to me, brought people together, made people happy. Like, food is my love language. Like, that's how I express like my care for others, and food security is really important, I think, for everyone. It matters how we grow our food to our health and the health of the ecosystems that are around us. I basically just said, wherever I don't need to walk, I'm making a garden bed to grow something to eat, either for me or for wildlife. This has been a Florida native sort of oasis. I put a lot of different plants that pollinators enjoy. Some of these tomatoes are native, like this is an Everglades tomato. It's from here, so it can handle the heat and humidity where most other tomatoes will wilt and die. And then I'm actually, like, this is a corn maze. I'm gonna be planting corn in here, yeah.
I love corn. You definitely designed your yard, your garden, the plants with this specific climate in mind. You're not gonna try and make something work here that would work in the tundra.
Teaching people and empowering people how to grow their own food in their backyard it's a passion of mine. I think everyone should have access to that information. This is a demonstration site for a number of different elements that can actually, according to Project Drawdown, help to reverse global warming. When I bring people here, I tell them about how the different elements help to either bring greenhouse gases back down out of the atmosphere or prevent them from coming up in the first place. I like to learn hands-on, and I think a lot of people like to do that too. So it looks like a lot has happened here, but it's been just baby steps. One of the biggest barriers was, how do I make this happen by myself with my own two hands? And it just wasn't happening until I plugged into community. I said, hey, I can teach you what I know, and then let's learn together and let's make this happen together. If I'm gonna grow a garden, I need to make compost, and I don't make enough on my own. So I basically just asked my friends and members of the Time Bank in St. Pete, bring me your food scraps and I'll turn it into compost. If you've seen the compost out front, that system's really beautiful because I literally just say, bring me your food scraps, put them here, put mulch on top, so people are already, part of the design of that system is people are helping me like make the correct balance of carbon and nitrogen just through like the directions. The composting organisms and soil organisms, they capture carbon in their bodies. So if you provide that environment, you're literally like capturing atmospheric carbon, putting it into the bodies of the soil life, the compost organisms, and you're doing your part. You work with the energy, and then the energy does the thing that you don't have to do. Like, I don't have to mow. Like, for example, like I just harvest. You know, I harvest, I plant sometimes, enjoy it, enjoy the natural world, like enjoy the wildlife that comes here. It's like such a source of peace. This is one of my favorite elements. This is something that I use to describe the concept of stacking functions. The idea of stacking functions is integrating two or more design elements in a way that they are mutually beneficial to one another. So this is my banana circle shower. After a garden day, I just come in here, I've got a shower head on the other side, take my shower, I'm watering the bananas. So I haven't really seen bananas take off as fast as this around St. Pete, mostly because you see a banana tree standing out by itself. Yeah. And there's not water, there's not compost near it or around it.
You know, I learned the phrase ecological footprint in sustainability education, and that my footprint was a bad thing, like to be measured and to be reduced. But the first time I learned about permaculture, like the guy who I heard talking about it, he was like, all of a sudden your footprint becomes a good thing.
Yeah.
All of a sudden I make a positive impact in the environment and in the world.
I've been having anxiety around earth and climate justice for a while, and it just sort of came to a head. The level of anxiety that I think collectively a lot of people have been feeling. And so I'm like, okay, from my background as a yoga teacher, I know that I'm looking for a tool as a balancing action for my emotional, my physical experience. So I'm like, if I can identify a balancing action to my climate anxiety, to my environmental health anxiety, that's gonna help deal with the anxiety, and it's gonna bring positive change into my little part of the world. When I moved to St. Pete and bought this house, I thought, okay, I'm gonna begin this process here. I was fortunate to find the St. Pete Time Bank. The Time Bank, it's a concept that's been around for about 40 years. And I was able to post on our website, hey, here's my request, bring me your food scraps, I will give you a time credit that you can then spend on anything else in the Time Bank, any other service, any other good. We have everything we need if we use what we have. So first you have to understand where are the assets. Everyone is an asset. Just what are we willing to share in the Time Bank community with one another to help one another. Because we have the elements in a system and they're working together in a way that is symbiotic and mutualistic, the combination of those elements increase the value and the output of the system because of the way that they're linked. So no matter where you are right now, most likely you can find either a time bank near you or resources to start one. Time Banks USA. In St. Pete, you can visit stpetetimebank.org. You can visit makesoil.org or sharewaste.com. Both of those are resources to find someone doing community composting near you, and most likely that person is doing something awesome with their compost. Well, right now I have a Facebook page, so Bluehouse Regenerative Living Project. I do consulting, so if people want a coach, I can do it virtual. I can use Google Earth to look at their space and help them, whether it's a small project or a large integrated project. And I have a vast network of other experts that I can tap into, even for stuff that I haven't done myself.
Thank you for joining us for Coming Home, Natural Living in a Modern World. Stay tuned for more episodes about natural living solutions that you can carry out at home.